right, let's see. We're just about organized here. Gosh, lighting is just such a problem. It's good over here on TikTok. Well, not so good other places. Oh my goodness. I don't know what kind of filter I got going on TikTok, and I don't know if I can change it. So it is what it is. Sorry about that. It's kind of alarming. Over here on Facebook. Hello, hello. We are here at my open office hours. I'm still just kind of trying to get myself organized here. If you give me a couple of seconds, we will get into it. Hi, there's quite a few people over on TikTok. I haven't been live on TikTok for so long. All right, today we are going to talk a little bit really on the surface. This isn't like a deep education kind of thing. This is my live office hours. So every Wednesday at this time, I'm on Mountain Standard Time, so 12:15. I go live with some sort of topic. Sometimes the topics come from questions that I have been getting from clients. Sometimes it revolves around the season or what's going on in the world. Today we're going to talk a little bit about hormones. So if your hormones feel off, if your mood is unpredictable, if your energy tanks halfway through the day, this live is for you. I'm Nurse Tanya. I own and operate Awaken Wellness in a little town in Sydney, Montana. So I am not a full-time content creator. I actually run a brick and mortar. I also do online virtual coaching. We do a lot of functional stuff. We do energetic testing, which we do live or virtually. We do functional health. So I do blood draws, we do saliva, we do stool samples, we do all of the fun testing to help people get figured out from a functional level what is going on with their health. And we're all about root cause. So, root cause healing. What is the root cause of hormone chaos, right? What is it? Hormones are messengers, but they get the blame for so many things. But is it really their fault? We're going to dig into blood sugar and inflammation and some solutions. Like, I am an RN by licensure. I prefer a more natural approach whenever possible, but I'm definitely a bridge. So I'm not totally against using medications by any means. We want to use our tools, not to be used by our tools. That is one of my main slogans. That is something I stick by around here.
If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right, so let's get back to the subject, talking about hormones, blood sugar, balance, and all of the things that potentially may be causing what feels like chaos in your body, right? So stay tuned. We're going to talk some about what we've got for sales opportunities around this giving season, around Black Friday deals, and all that goodness. So welcome back to Office Hours. If we haven't met, I'm Nurse Tanya from Awaken Wellness. We are diving into hormones. So hormone harmony and reset. What is really driving your fatigue, your cravings, your mood swings, how to calm the chaos before it snowballs into bigger issues. A few quick updates before we dig in. One, my old YouTube channel that got taken down is back up. How did this happen? I do not know. I'm gonna jump in there and download some of my parasite videos before it disappears again. So, not that I had a lot of followers on YouTube anyway, but it was talking about black salve that got me kicked off of YouTube. So they didn't like that at all. That was complete medical misinformation as far as they were concerned. So, because it doesn't matter if you have 15 followers or thousands, like they don't like what you're talking about or calling it medical misinformation, you're out of there. So go check it out while it's still available. I started a new YouTube channel called Awaken Wellness TV just a couple of months ago. I uploaded some old videos and stuff that I had, so you can check that out too. Let's talk about Black Friday offers. So I've got on my website, Awaken Wellness LLC .com, there is, you just click on that Black Friday icon or on that sale icon, and it will take you to a page that talks all about what I've got on sale. I've got some really nice discounts on kind of introductory type protocols, the using Cellcore bioscience products. And then there's some coaching that goes with it. So little virtual coaching and via email, really, really nice ways to kind of get a feel for what working with me is like. So those are great. They are at least 25% off, if not more. I am also going to be talking today about my partnership. So my partner telehealth company is called LEMD. They're an amazing company. I am an affiliate with them. So they do all the doctoring, they do all the prescribing, and I'm an affiliate with them. It has been the best relationship. It is a newer company. They're taking the telehealth, they're taking the peptides by storm. The company is not yet 2 years old. So every month, every quarter, just by leaps and bounds, they're growing with improving their customer service, improving their product offerings. And we're going to talk more about that. I might even just do over on I'm streaming also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube right now. So on those platforms, I can share my screen. Oh, darn, I forgot to go. Not sorry, Instagram. I'm not sure if you're working over there. No, maybe it is. So anyway, on those platforms where I can share my screen, I'm just going to show you kind of how to maneuver their website. It's the updates are awesome. It can still be a little bit tricky though. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the benefits of peptides. I know, if you've been with me for a while, if you've been following me for a while, again, I'll always say I'm a bridge between the allopathic and natural, right? So we're going to bridge these things. We're going to do what works best for me. We're going to do what works best for you. We're not going to hate on the medical community completely, right? We're going to try to use these things to benefit. I have clients who walk in who know nothing about the natural realm, and I have other people that walk in that won't even take an over the counter Advil or won't even take an over-the-counter Benadryl or something like that because they're so natural, right? So it's my job to meet you wherever you're at, no matter what your school of thought is. So that's really important to me. We do a lot of family talking. We see kids here, we see adults. We It's a small community, so I like to have resources for anyone who walks in the door, whether that's physically walks in the door or virtually walks in the door. Okay, let's go back to my telehealth partner. I couldn't be happier with the company, their values, their mission, and their commission. So I'm always upfront. We all of the referrals we do. I'm taking new brand partners. So if you're looking for a side hustle, I'm up for that. Get a hold of me. You can join my team, and anybody can do this. You don't have to be a medical person. You don't have to be a nurse. So it's an amazing opportunity. It really is. What I love about LEMD is it is cash only. It is compounded pharmacy versus big pharma, and I love that. One, you pay cash. You're not asking for permission. You're not dealing with billing. You're not dealing with coding. Um, I like the cash and carry model. I'm all about cash and carry. So with peptides, again, even 6 months ago, I wouldn't have thought I would be talking about these things. I wouldn't have guessed it, honestly, because it was just something I didn't have access to. I don't have a doctor here. I didn't have a provider, and so we were just doing things the natural way because that's what we had access to. And that changed when I partnered with LEMD doing telehealth. So this amazing special that they are running until the 17th of this month. So you only have a 5-day window to decide if you want to get in on this deal. Now, I'm just going to say I'm jealous. I don't need a refill. I am doing the dual agonist. I don't know, some things you can say and some things you can't say, or you'll get kicked off your live and whatnot. But I'm doing the dual agonist. So that is the generic tri zep atide. It is compounded, and I might just do some screen sharing and show you because they just released. Okay, one, you get a free 3-month supply of B12, and that is going to be injectable. It's going to be methylated. It's going to be high quality. That is a value of almost $300. So that's just your "we love you" gift. That's till the end of the month. So that is awesome. And they also just started compounding with a couple of different amino acids. So before they were just compounding with B12, it was the cyanocobalamin form. Now you can choose 2 different compounds. Let me just click on that so I don't. Oh, I have to click around. We'll get there. We'll talk about that. You can compound it with L-carnitine or glycine. So we're going to talk more about that. Stick with me here in this video. And when I screen share, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's really cool. I don't know of any other company, concierge, telehealth, or anyone else who is doing that, who is giving you the option of really personalizing what you want. So that is awesome. Let's see. I'm trying to get back to my notes here. So the main topic of this is hormone and how it ties into blood sugar regulation. So, and you can see I've got gray hair, right? I just turned 53 in October. Thank you to everybody who celebrated my birthday. We did our drawings. We gave away, I think, 5 prizes for my birthday special, our open house. We're talking about hormones. So, like at my age, really at any age, what we see so much in our modern modern life is estrogen dominance. If you are here, if you know about estrogen disruptors, I'm not going to go off on that on this video. There's not enough time here. For what I set aside, but estrogen disruptors, things like soy, things like your toxins from your plastics, your herbicides like your atrazine, things like that that are disrupting our hormones, right? So that estrogen's not the bad guy. You know, a lot of people, well, maybe you're out of balance, maybe you're making too much, maybe you're making not enough, but it's really these fake things that are tricking your body, that are causing your body to have the freak out, right? So even with my partnership with LEMD and using peptides, I'm still root cause. I still want my clients to be detoxing these things out of their body. My basis for all my programs is still cellular health, detoxification, parasite cleanse, nutrition, restoration, right? And for me, the peptides is the icing on the cake, but not everybody sees it that way. Not everybody's ready to do all these other things, and they can still get great results with peptides. You can still get great results with just my root cause programs, changing your diet and cleaning things up without the peptides. So everything that I do is very, very personalized from person to person on a level that one, you can afford, and two, that you can manage. All of this can be a lot. Coming into a new perspective is a lot. Whenever somebody walks in the door to work with me, it's kind of a little test really to see how ready you are. I start by asking you to avoid the 7 most common inflammatory foods for 30 days. And then if you're going to stick with me, if you're going to do a foundational cleanup, it's 120 days. I'm going to ask you to stick with that at least, or even move into the whole 30. So you're going to do some diet restriction. You're going to clean things up. Now, what are those 7 inflammatory foods? You can get a little free handout on my website on the homepage, awakenwellnessllc.com. Just scroll down and you just click on that, and there's a little download, and then you can get my article about why are these foods inflammatory? Why does this inflammation affect your body? So you can find that easily. If you're on any of my socials, just go to that link in bio and it'll take you right there to my website. I might even have a scroll down there. There might even be a quick click where you can get that free little education snip and my why. Why does this matter? So talking again about blood sugar, about hormones, your metabolism, your energy, all of that stuff is one of the main root causes is blood sugar balance, right? Even if your A1C has been fine, maybe your triglycerides are high, maybe, maybe your insulin, if you were testing it, which most doctors don't, maybe your insulin number is high, but your blood sugar, your A1C is still low. So it hasn't, you haven't become quite insulin resistant, but it's in the works. It's in the works. So we like to monitor labs. We do a lot of lab work here for sure. Let's see, I am rambling. Let me look at my notes and get back on track. If you're still with me, thank you. Okay, basics. Let's start with just some basics. Basics being building blocks, talking hormones. Hormones are the equivalent of your body's messaging app, right? So they are your texting, they're your WhatsApp, they're your Facebook Messenger, all of those things. Think of your hormones as your body's messaging app. They rely on a steady, stable blood sugar to work right, so there's no glitches. They need a low inflammation to work right, so there's no glitches. They need minerals. Minerals are so important to make sure all of those, that's like the energy frequency that these hormones travel on. Those minerals have to be present for those chemical messages to get from one place to the other. So, when your systems are overloaded with stress, with sugar, caffeine, alcohol, low minerals, dehydration, those messages get diverted. They get fuzzy, right? Like your systems are glitchy, your system is slow. But you can tell by what I've said, is the hormone really the problem? No, no, the hormone is not really the problem. There are a victim per se. They're definitely not the root. The root is something is in the way, or you have a toxin in the way of that message line, right? Something is scrambling your signal. So let's rethink this. Let's stop blaming hormones for the chaos, for the mood swings. Let's look at what the real root causes are. Blood sugar, blood sugar, blood sugar, inflammation, inflammation, inflammation. Where does inflammation come from? Oh, at the root of the root is leaky gut. Is leaky gut when those food proteins get into the blood and they were never supposed to be in the blood. Food proteins were supposed to go in one hole and out the other, right? But it's due to poor digestion, chemicals, toxins, parasites, all those things that are chomping holes in in those tight junctions. So your food proteins leak into the blood. So you have an IgG food allergy. You have a inflammatory immune system reaction. So your body's on fire. That inflammation is going to go maybe to where you're genetically weak. Maybe you feel it in your joints. Maybe you know, that can resonate anywhere. Inflammation in the body is an oxidative process. It's like you're rusting on the inside, and that is eventually what causes the breakdown, what causes disease and chronic issues. And again, a lot of the causation, nobody wants to hear it, is sugar, our carbs, our white flour, our processed food. So anyway, when this is happening all day long, the insulin spike, the food in, insulin in, and eventually when you're eating all day long, that insulin is just going to stay riding high. A lot of times they don't actually test your insulin. When we do testing at Awaken Wellness, we always want to know, yes, what the A1C is, yes, what the blood sugar is, but what the actual insulin number is. The medical model will call you insulin resistant, but they don't even know what your insulin is. They don't even know what you're producing. They don't know how your cells are responding. So that high insulin is what blocks your body from burning fat as a fuel source. It drives estrogen dominance. It confuses your hormones. It tells your cortisol, your stress hormone, to stay on. It keeps your foot on the gas tank, so to speak. Over time, that's going to show up as that depletion, that afternoon crash. It's going to show up as belly fat that doesn't want to go away. It may show up as mood instability, as anxiety, as irritability, and even like random panic attacks that really aren't so random when you are in tune to what's going on with your blood sugar. Let's see. So we know you cannot balance hormones from the top, right? That's the chaos up here. You have to fix the bottom. You have to fix the foundation. If you've been watching me, maybe you saw my little Jenga tower video. Like I always talk about the body as a Jenga tower, and I finally got out a Jenga tower and made a video. So when we're trying to fix hormone chaos with artificial hormones, even with your freeze-dried organ supplements or those kind of things, you're still playing Jenga up here at the top of the Jenga tower. But it's the bottom that needs to be fixed. We fix the bottom of that Jenga tower with lifestyle changes, with cleaning up what we're eating and getting off of sugar, getting off of alcohol. We know this, our microbiome, our train, we know we're messed up by what we're craving, right? So if you are craving sugar, if you're craving alcohol, if you've got other addictions, what is driving those cravings is your bugs. It is your candida, fungus, parasites. Those want to be fed, and they want to be fed junk. They do not want to be fed healthy food ever. Said no parasite ever. Said feed me broccoli. No, the more healthy you become, the more you crave healthy food. And that's how you know that your terrain is starting to really get better. It's starting to get fixed. We can do parasite cleansing a lifelong, but we have to change the diet. We have to make the body a place that the parasites no longer want to live. Parasites, disease, cancer, all of those things exist in an acidic environment. And sugar makes you acidic. Stagnant digestion makes you acidic. So all of these things, we have to work on this whole picture of balance. So every meal you eat, every snack you eat is either calming inflammation, making you healthier, making you more anabolic, or it is inflaming or triggering your body, making you catabolic, making you break down. So sugar is the opposite of protein. Protein builds you, makes you anabolic. Sugar breaks you down, makes you catabolic. Calories, sure, in a way they matter, but what matters most is fuel source, high quality food and fuel. And of course, digestion. You could eat the rainbow, and if you have a really shitty digestion, it's going to take a long time before that beautiful organic rainbow of food is healing your body. So that's where the supplements come in. That's where the healing comes in. We have to do all of these things together. It's a big deal. It's a big commitment. Let me look back to my notes here. Your cells, they get swollen and chaotic, and they stop listening to instructions. They're not getting the message from the messengers, from the hormones. That's why so many people in that midlife, they get the symptoms like the hot flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings. It isn't just that it's a hormone problem, it's a listening problem, right? Even like your thyroid problem, anything that ends in ide, chloride, fluoride, bromide, all those toxins, they sit on those receptor cells. So it's not that your body's not making thyroid hormone, it's that those windows, those doorways are blocked. So it is inefficient. So the detox portion of it is so important. Like we have to do all these things within reason. Your body is like a jawbreaker or an onion, and we have to peel these things one layer at a time. Possible symptoms, inflammatory, like your body's symptoms, the way you feel. Is your body trying to get your attention? Is your body communicating with you? So inflammation triggers or signals symptoms. If you're waking up really puffy under your eyes, in your face, anywhere in your body, you're waking up achy, anxious, any time of day, anxiety, it's all inflammation. The inflammation is talking louder than your hormones, is talking over your hormones, all of your wires. We talk a lot in my groups about your HPA axis. So your HPA, your when those signals are off from chronic stress and all of that, it's like your systems are all speaking a different language, right? Your hypothalamus and your pituitary are speaking French, and your adrenals speak German, and your thyroid speaks English, and nobody is communicating anymore. That inflammation, the stress has just messed up your hard drive, so to speak. So again, the basic getting that under control starts with what you're putting in your mouth. Inflammation, like I said, it just drops that communication. So we get rid of the inflammation, we get that down, and your system reboots so much faster than you think. Our bodies are so resilient. It really is amazing. You can do different supplements, you can do creams, you can do food. We know that progesterone calms, right? Cortisol steadies, thyroid wakes up, and your metabolism finally responds. That's where you see your energy come back. I've got a really cool energy reset that is on my Black Friday promo. You can go to awakenwellnessllc.com, and that my front page will, you just click on that and it'll take you to the promos. That 30-day reset is an excellent introduction into working with me. It's a first month. It opens up your drainage pathways. It refuels your mitochondria. It just makes you feel amazing. We combine it with some lifestyle enhancements, and anytime is a great time to do that, especially when it's on Black Friday sale. So it's going to be 25% off. I also have got some good deals on my full 120-day reset right now as well. So those are great ways to start to repair your foundation. It's so needed. Foundational cleanup, foundational cellular health, right? Let's see, back to my notes. Talking about hormones again, where do these peptides come in? I started talking about that earlier in the video. I want to see if I can screen share. So over here on TikTok, maybe I will switch cameras. Nah, I don't think that'll work. Over on TikTok, sorry, you're just going to have to go and check it out after we get offline here. So let me see about adding this to the stage. Yeah, there it is. So I've got my camera set so it's up and down, so it's a little bit harder to see. But let's take a look at this. We are talking about LEMD. So this is their homepage. This is, make sure you're shopping with me. Make sure that you're on my page. You see my name up here at the top. You can get there from my website. So from the homepage on my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, just click on that peptide link. So I am an affiliate with LEMD. Let's see, I can't see my notes and see this page at the same time. That is unfortunate. Where do peptides come in? So we talk a lot about the GLP-1 or the GLP/GIP, the dual agonist. Myself, for me, for what fits well with my body likes the two, likes the dual agonist. I do tend to have a lower insulin response, and I have a lower A1C. So my A1C is usually under 5. It's 4 point something. So metabolically, I look stable on paper, but yet I had weight resistance. Like my body didn't want to let go because it's still not feeling safe, right? So I'm still working on my nervous system. I'm still trying to eat more. I tend to want to intermittent fast. I like to eat once a day. My body doesn't really feel safe when I only eat once a day. So these are things that we learn over time. What works for us is seasonal. It's season to season. What worked for me when I was 30 doesn't work for me when I'm 50. So that's the part that we all have to be smart enough to realize that just because one influencer is saying one thing, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for you in this season. The main thing is if it's working for you, stick with it. If it's not, be open-minded enough to try something else. That is the lesson to the lesson to the lesson, is not to be so stubborn and try to really hone in on your intuition and what is your body saying. Now, I'll be honest, there's a lot of people who have had trouble with the GLPs, with the injectables. And I really do think, especially with my functional holistic medicine background, I think when we run into that problem, there was an underlying issue. But when you slow down that gastric emptying and and whatnot, it makes your body so it's not willing to put up with some stuff. Like a lot of people who have trigger happy colons, kind of that IBS, and they don't realize that maybe there's some food sensitivities there. There's a reason that your body is trying to quickly dump whatever you just put in it because it's not a good fit. It's not a good match. So those things were going on before. More than likely, you introduced a peptide. When you introduce the peptide, it definitely can exacerbate those things. So I help my clients figure out what those are. If they start a GLP-1 and they have side effects, is it a side effect or is it just something that became louder, something that was already there? So then we do some food sensitivity testing. We do some gallbladder function studies from a functional standpoint. Gallbladder, low stomach acid, all these things are the majority of people are not functioning well in these areas before they introduce something like this. So all of it has to find this place of balance in order for your body to accept it, in order for it to be therapeutic. Um, the peptides, your say it, this keep waiting for this live to get shut down if I say too much, but that we want to improve that metabolic tool. We want to reset. We want to do lifestyle enhancements. So this isn't something that we're going to stay on for a lifetime. We shouldn't need to. We should learn the lessons we need to learn. We should be able to reset our body, improving mitochondrial energy, improves hormone balance, improves blood sugar balance, can even repair nervous system, can help your methylation pathways, all of those things. So I need to wrap this up. I need to be off of this in a couple of minutes. I, of course, always talk longer than I think I'm going to talk. So let me kind of look at this LEMD screen, show you guys around a little bit. So this is their amazing offer, is when you order one of these peptides before the 17th of this month, you're going to get a 3-month supply of injectable methylated high quality B12, which is by prescription. You'll have your own telehealth doctor. There's no hidden fees. There's no subscriptions. There's no assessment fees. It is all nice and crystal clear. A lot of these companies have all sorts of hidden fees, and before you check out, you're getting an extra $20 here, an extra $30 there, and our company doesn't do that. So you're going to get on their website and you're going to pick your product. I may have gone too far. So if you're going to go over here and you're going to go under telehealth products. Then if your BMI is under 27, you're going to go to the microdose. If it's above that, if you qualify for the weight loss dose, you're going to go to weight loss. And then you're going to pick what you like. We do have a oral option for people who just are not willing or deathly afraid of needles. There is an oral option. I think the delivery on the injectable is definitely better. It is the most popular, but we do have the option. Then you're going to go to step 2, and you're going to decide what sounds better to you, the GLP-1 or the dual agonist. So I myself prefer the dual. I see the one just with the one receptors. I just don't want to get booted off. That is definitely kind of more of a brick wall when it comes to taking away your food noise and your appetite. That one is a real puts on the brakes, like really puts on the brakes. It also really, because of that, taking away those cravings, it also really can get your blood sugar low. So a lot of times when people are having those side effects, their blood sugar has gone to whatever their average runs to really bottomed out. And people also tend to get dehydrated. They're not drinking enough, they're not eating enough protein. So it's, in a sense, I guess you call that a side effect, but it's more about what you are or are not doing. So you need to stay hydrated. You need to eat some protein. You need to keep your calories where they need to be. It's very easy to get too catabolic and too calorie deficient when you're doing these, as well as now all of a sudden your blood sugar is way lower than what your body is used to. So that too can cause some nausea. These are just things that you have to be aware of, that you have to take care of. Anyway, we're going to click on this one, and then we're going to go to the next step, 3. So you click on that, and now here is where they've gotten amazing, right? So they're giving you the option. It's a compounding pharmacy. So it's doctor prescribed. You have your own doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you how to use the website, and I'm sharing what I do. So I don't need a refill yet. This just launched. So when I get to pick, when I need my refill, I think I will probably go with the L-carnitine. And so if that's the one I was going to pick, it's going to increase fat metabolism. It's going to increase your recovery. So if you're working out, it's going to increase your recovery. Or you could pick this glycine, which if you're trying to build muscle, right? A lot of people who use these things are professional athletes, they're bodybuilders. Maybe they want to choose the glycine. I would choose the L-carnitine. So I'm going to pick that and then go to step 4. Now, once I get here, there's where I'm going to find that 3-month supply of B12. That's only good until the 17th. So how cool is that? And now really just to show you, I can't go any further than this because it'll start the medical intake. I already have an account here. If you're new, you would need to register, and then you're going to go through that whole process. It's very convenient. Depending on what state you're in, you might need to do a phone call or a video consultation. That varies from state to state. All of our providers, once you are a client, you are going to have access. So I would need to be signed in here. Once I'm signed in, there's going to be a pink tab, and that is where all of my back and forth. Like if I have a question for my provider, I can text it in there. I'll get an answer within 24 hours. So they have upgraded. I've been with this company for about 6 months now, and every month they're improving. Every month there's new products in the works. They'll be doing some HRT. So many awesome things in the works. Let me stop sharing. Did I get that? Let me see. Yeah, so many awesome things in the works. And like I say, I couldn't be happier with the response from the medical staff, with the company's mission, their heart. It has just been amazing. Let me see what the rest of my notes say, and I need to get this wrapped up. Oh, let's see. On a more personal note, Awaken Wellness, I just got in my order that we're donating to our local food pantry. So this time of year can be rough for everybody. And then now we're dealing with government shutdowns. It seems like from a financial standpoint, people are getting broader and broader, right? From that crowd of people that can afford to buy GLP-1 peptides for weight loss out of pocket, to people who right now can't afford to shop at the grocery store. Like, things are really, really spreading apart. Here at Awaken Wellness, we try to offer something for everyone, for every income, for everybody in need. We have apothecary downstairs. We do a monthly apothecary class. So for those people who are kind of DIY, who are on a shoestring budget and need help, so we try to keep things in stock for that. We also have been learning some lessons about expiration dates. So in our bargain basement, we've got some high quality medical grade supplements that are expired, that are either half price or $5. So we've got bargains there. And like I said, we've got your make your own things. For our food pantry donation, I live a gluten-free life, so my heart goes out. It's hard to eat quality food when you can afford to buy whatever you want. So that's where my heart goes out to. I ordered a few cases of gluten-free pasta, of gluten-free flour, some quality beans, quality what else? Peanut butter, organic peanut butter. So thinking protein. And then I made up some really nice kits to make microgreens. So I've got the jar, a mason jar in there. I've got the lids to go on the mason jar, and then mung beans to sprout, and another sprouting mix. So I only put together 3 of those. I didn't know how popular they would be, but next month we can definitely do more if we get feedback, if these shutdowns aren't taken care of by then. And that's something that I should be doing more of. I've tried sprouting in the past, and it was a flunk fail, and I can't say I tried really hard, but these are things. Sprouts are amazing. We could all be doing more microgreens. The nutrition is stellar, is absolutely stellar. Protein, nutrition content, and ease. Really, it's so easy. So I got some diapers we're gonna donate. What else? I don't remember, but that's Bonnie and I are working on getting that together today, and then I'll get it to the food bank this afternoon. But I know that people tend to donate like kind of how they eat, and most people just eat a lot of processed food. So it's kind of heartbreaking that in a lot of these food pantries there's a lot of really low quality processed food. So we wanted to donate Awaken Wellness style with quality, and of course gluten free, from a heart of generosity. um, I can't say that it was a huge quantity, but it was quality, and I hope it gets to the people who need it, like celiacs, actual people that gluten being gluten free is a big deal. Right now, the world feels uncertain. The shutdowns, it's just heartbreaking right now. How do we push back? right? How do we push back? We try our best to take care of our community. We try to keep our standards high quality and compassionate all the way around. Let's see. So, whether you're hearing me live or catching the replay, if your hormones feel off, if your energy's tanking, if your weight won't budge, Friday offerings, there is the deepest discount that I can give, I do around this time of year. So those things are there. Check them out. End your year with intention, right? So instead of waiting for January, end your year strong. Maybe you won't start until January, and that's okay. But invest now in your 2026. Start that with energy, right? That energy reset program I have, the full foundation, it's got a great discount. So, especially if you'd like to do that as a couple, now's a great time to do that. If you're curious about peptides, just get a hold of me. We'll have a conversation if you feel like they're right for you or if you've got some questions about it. I'm not here to be your expert by any means, but I'll try to help you wade through some of those questions. The B12, that's I really I really wish I needed a refill right now. That is such a generous offer. 3 months worth of B12, you're saving close to $300. So that is quite a gift. What else was on my by the 17th? They are known to extend a sale, but right now it is to the 17th. And let's see. Still, there's no quick fixes here. So my community, it's a small community because not everybody wants to do things the awakened wellness way, the hard way per se. But it is absolutely worth it to work on your mindset, to put your health first. Um, it's never about quick fixes. It's about laying the foundation and letting your body fix itself. We absolutely believe here that your body was created to heal. In order for that to happen, you have to remove what is not supposed to be in there. So the traumas, the toxins, the toxic thoughts, that emotional chaos. And you have got to replenish what is missing. You've got to take care and heal digestion, eat the best food quality that you can. I know for no one these days that is not easy. We talked earlier about sprouts and microgreens. In our community, we farm and ranch, so quality beef is it shouldn't be a luxury. Here, it's our normal. I know for a lot of other people, it's a luxury, and that depending on where you live, like we live in rural Montana, and we live here for a reason. We love it. We love our wide open spaces. We love our community, our neighbors, how people band together and help one another out instead of rebelling and fighting. People come together and support one another. So Awaken Wellness, we do our best to support our community. We work with pediatrics, families. In January, I will be launching I already have like a VIP club that always gives the VIPs a discount. We do healing services, that's included. I will be launching some family plans in January. I've been really bumping up my study for kids. That's been a little bit tricky. My kids are grown. I was not in this perspective when my kids were little, so I didn't have kids to experiment on. So I will be taking some extended classes, reading some more books. My bioenergetic scanner is great for kids. Pediatrics, kids are always half price. as the adult price. I'm working on having more non-pills, so more remedies that are kid friendly, and just supporting our community. And you can work with me virtually or in person, either way. When we work virtually, we do saliva samples. So yeah, I have one handy. This is like a little kit I send out, and you can send me a saliva sample, and we can do our work virtually. And if you're on my website, you don't have to be a client. If there is any testing that you're curious about, just go under the test kit tab and look around. I've got Vibrant Wellness. The total toxin test is my absolute favorite. Because that's the foundation, right? And if a person's super toxic, we know you're not methylating. Even without testing, we know there's probably some MTHFR issues, there are probably some COMT issues, and those kind of things. We can test them. We can spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars doing functional testing. The energetic testing, in my opinion, is the best way to test for parasites. So we do a lot of that. We do a lot of homeopathy and letting your body on an energetic place start the healing. Like that's always a good place to start, is we are energy before we are matter. And when you ask your body where it would like to start, and if we have ears to hear, there's an opinion. It will tell us. So we do some quantum. I do some quantum like muscle testing, as well as my energetic work. So we have something for everyone, no matter where you're at. And if you're in a financial pinch, get on my website and get my free 120-day download and just start there, right? You don't necessarily need fancy supplements. You need some self-discipline. There's a lot of things that you could be doing better that are absolutely free. You could be getting to bed at night. You could be doing some better breathing. You could be just cutting up your food and only eating produce and the best meat quality you can find. And really, it's not more expensive. Just stop buying the garbage food and start cutting things up in your kitchen and fast, right? Anybody, you should be able to fast. If you can't, then you're metabolically unstable. But, maybe you're just going to eat 2 smaller meals a day, and you're going to cut out your expensive coffees. You're going to cut out your, stopping somewhere to get something. All of those things, you can improve your health and spend no extra money and actually save money. All you need to do is muster up the discipline in order to do it. So get on my website and go under challenges. I've got a lot of free information there. If you're wondering where to get started, I've got a program called Whole Me. It's a great place to get started. It's going to walk you through the Whole 30, which there too, it's just real food. You don't have to buy anything fancy. And then it's got some daily biblical like manifestation and mindset work, completely totally low budget, something that anybody can do. So don't let finances be your excuse. It's true, medical grade supplements and all this fancy stuff, it is the best and it is expensive, but there's so much. Don't let that be your crutch. There's so many things you can do for absolutely no cost, but a little self-discipline. So bless you in health and wellness. Get out of the chaos, get the sugar out of your life. I've definitely on my website, there's a 5-day no sugar challenge, completely free, and anybody can do it. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you feel like you're winning, and a 5-day challenge is the perfect place to start. See you next week, same time, same place.